Hello. Go ahead. So I am here to talk to you all today about everyone's favorite topic, millennials. I myself am a millennial, and from the age of 15 to my early 30s, so about 15 years, I had a little over 40 jobs. I know, 40 jobs in 15 years. That sounds like a lot, but honestly, I thought that made me special, but once I started working with and coaching millennials, it's actually pretty standard. We really do live up to the job hopping stereotype, and it's pretty normal. One thing that I've noticed with companies is they're having a hard time understanding why millennials do what we do. There's a lot of noise out there right now about millennials, and most of it is surrounding what millennials need. I use the acronym I LEAD to help companies remember the 5 key things that millennials value: inclusion, leadership, engagement, appreciation, and development. Studies show that millennials value this over money oftentimes. But what does that mean for you, HR professionals and companies? How do you give millennials these 5 things? What do? What are some things you can implement in your company without completely reinventing the wheel and completely tearing the house down to give them these 5 things? Or better yet, what do you do right now if you have millennials on your team that you don't know what to do with? Maybe you have some millennials that you're struggling to get motivated. You feel like their productivity is low. Maybe you have some managers who are really, really frustrated with their teams because they just don't get them. So today I want to share with you one how that I use to motivate millennials. It is a high-level overview of a coaching conversation. I use this formula every time I work with millennials, and it helps them every time. At the end of the call, the millennial is left re-motivated, re-energized, and they're really ready to get after it in the position that they're in. And usually it takes one really effective conversation to get this done. So it's a really good tool for you and your managers to have. So to start off the conversation, you want to identify where they are right now. So if they're new to your company, maybe before, what things did they not like before they got there? At their current position, what are some things they don't like? Better yet, what are some things they really enjoy? What makes them feel really excited? What are the things that they do that makes them the most fulfilled? Where are they right now? And then you want to have them tell you, where do they want to be? What is that image in their head of where they're working towards, of what they're trying to get to? Some millennials are going to be able to give you a good idea, and some are going to have literally no clue, and that's okay. So next, what you want to do is you want to examine the gap. What is in between where they are right now and where they want to be? Is it skills? Is it training? Is it experience? If they don't know what they want to do, maybe it's self-assessment. Maybe it's trying out some different things. But what is in that gap for them? A lot of times when people have this kind of conversation, that's where it ends. And the employee is left underwhelmed and less motivated, because truthfully, the biggest reason why millennials aren't motivated is because they don't understand how this job plays a role in their overall plan for their life. So the next part is crucial. You want to magnify the value of their current position in their company. And even though there's money on this slide, I'm not talking about money. Tell them what experiences they're getting, what skills they're learning, what development opportunities your company has that is going to close that gap for them. What this does, it helps them shift their mindset. So now they see this position as something that's mutually beneficial. So giving 100% isn't just beneficial to you, but it's beneficial to them. Now, when I tell people about this conversation, they're like, Kendra, this sounds like a sleazy sales conversation. You know, the old thing where you magnify the pain points and paint the end picture and then provide the solution. You mean to tell me I have to sell this position? You have to sell this company? Well, actually, yes. Yes, you do. Because 32% of millennials see themselves leaving their current position in the next year. 52% of millennials are planning to leave their position in the next 2 years. So yes, sell them on the position, sell them on the value of your company so that they want to stay. The truth is, millennials believe in themselves and they believe they have options. And if they don't feel like they're getting what they need, they are perfectly fine quitting. And honestly, that's an attribute of the biggest mindset difference I see between millennials and other generations. Millennials, we see positions as jobs instead of careers. I told you I had 40 jobs, but I assure you most of those positions I held were someone else's career, but I didn't see it that way. So understanding the millennial mindset is important when you're implementing strategies. Being honest about the fact that people aren't looking to stay with your company for the next 20 years. Millennials aren't looking to stay with your company for the next 5 years. That doesn't mean that they won't, but you have to understand them and be honest with the state that we're in order to change that. Having honest coaching conversations like this can not only help you recognize opportunities to give them engagement, development, and all those things that they need, but when utilized correctly, it can help you increase productivity and increase overall retention. Thank you.